This episode we're talking about compost. Why am I just looking at a little box made of fence pieces? Because that's a bin that I use to compost in. I just throw garden scraps that I'm harvesting out of the garden right into there and just forget about them. Let it keep piling up, piling up, piling up. So a little bit ago I noticed my potato plants, they're growing, but they're pretty straggly and they were pretty long. So what I did is I took all the top fresh stuff from that compost barrel or box, just put it on there, laid it on top of that soil where the cucumbers used to be. That'll compost into the bed right there. And I took it all and I put it in here and filled this up. And I filled it up quite a bit. You're talking, there's about the ground, so good 3 inches. And look at this stuff. This is just stuff that has been composting in that little box, just sitting there, nothing done to it. Beautiful, beautiful black compost. So I filled it up all around these plants. And let me tell you, I bet they're going to start blowing up a little bit more. Compost is vital to your homestead. I use that box. And then I use my little pallet system that you guys have seen. I just turned this one. It rained, so right after it rained I came out and I turned it into this pile here. So now I got one big compost pile, nice and wet. Gonna start cooking nicely. But this is a very important ingredient in the garden portion of your homestead. You really want to compost as much as you can, all your grass clippings, all your food scraps, obviously minus the meat, the dairy, but all your greens, all your salads, your eggshells, your coffee grinds, and just start composting. Wherever you can, find a spot, put up a little thing like this. You don't even need to put anything up. You could just start piling stuff up. You don't need fancy equipment to compost, guys, so use whatever you got around you. Half the time I compost right inside the beds. This will just sit there. I might add some worm castings to the top of it or something, but it'll just sit there and just compost right in that bed. I'm not planting nothing in there until probably November anyway. So now that this is emptied, I'll just start filling it back up with scraps that I get out of the garden. So wherever you can throw a pile, do it. Get as much compost going as you can, because it will help your garden. It'll help your soil. It'll help your plants. Compost is very, very vital.